A beautiful day to beautiful women out there. Yes, I mean you. Thank you very much for joining us today on Women Today here on Galaxy Television. My name is Tolulokwe Gaskin and I am your regular host on the program. First of all, on the program, we go out for our workout. You know, I'm very particular about women's fitness. Yes, we do a lot of things that we forget to take care of ourselves. And keeping fit is part of taking care of yourself. Have you done any form of exercise today? Yes, exercise, I said. You could do some brisk walking, you could do some skipping, you could dance vigorously, something that would make you sweat out and, you know, sweat those calories out. Okay, in order to help you, for you, and I'll be taking you through a workout session. So let's head on now to the gym where we work out.
Go, go. 1, up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second leg. Let's go. 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good.
You're welcome back. That was the fitness segment, and I want you to make it an habit of exercising. Yes, exercise is good for your heart. Make your heart pump fast. It's very healthy. The health segment this week, Dr. Ajagbe will be discussing and explaining to us Rhesus factor. What exactly is Rhesus factor? What does it entail? How important is Rhesus factor to a woman, to a pregnant woman, or a single woman that is aspiring to become married someday and eventually birth a baby? So let's listen to Dr. Ajagbe as he takes us through Rhesus factor.
This afternoon, today we'll be talking about the blood group system and the resource system that is available in our community that is common. Actually, there are different types of blood group system. We have up to like 35, but the two commonest ones are the ABO blood group system and the resource factor system. So we're going to be limiting our discussion this afternoon to just two, which is what we are familiar with in our environment. When you're talking about the ABO system, a person can have any of these blood group you're talking about. You can actually have blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, or blood group O. And also for the resource factor, it can either be resource positive or resource negative. I believe a lot of us will have something like A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, or O positive and O negative. This afternoon, for this reason of time, I'm going to just keep on the resource factor, how it applies to us in this environment, and why a lot of people are at risk not understanding their blood group and the resource factor. There are some people that have the resource negative blood kind of blood, like the A negative, the B negative, the AB negative, and the O negative. What they don't understand, though, those kind of people, they are cheerful givers. They are rare to the extreme. Only few percentage of the people have this blood group system. They have the ability to give blood to anybody, but they can't collect blood from everybody. They can only collect blood from a specific group of people. And when they get pregnant, especially for the females, please females, take a close attention at this. Oftentimes, when we have a resource negative woman, when I say resource negative, I mean something like O negative, B negative, or any of the negatives, getting pregnant, especially when the father of the child is a resource positive father, they have the tendency to deliver a resource positive child. In that situation, we always encourage them to have an injection called Rogan. Because what happens is that the resource positive baby they deliver tend to sensitize their body, so that any subsequent pregnancy that comes in later that is resource positive, their body might see it as an enemy and fight it and truncate the pregnancy process. So especially also for students, females in higher institutions, in secondary schools, you get pregnant, nobody's aware of it, you are unaware of your blood group, your resource factor, and you go to abort, your parents don't know, you go to a very wrong place to abort the pregnancy, that they themselves don't understand the things about your resource factor. They now go ahead, abort, you go home, you don't know what is happening. Eventually in the future, you've forgotten about the abortion, you get married to a resource positive husband, and first baby, pregnancy came down, miscarriage. Second baby, miscarriage. I start wondering, start thinking, what is it in my village that is doing me? It's because you're already sensitized from the pregnancy you aborted while in secondary school. So please know this, if you're a resource negative person, anytime you deliver of a child or you had a miscarriage or an abortion during any pregnancy, you must always be given an injection called Rogam to avoid sensitization of your body system, so that your subsequent pregnancy will not be affected. Everything will be normal, your home will be cool, your husband will be cool, you also will be cool. And also to all parents, please make sure you do a female education for your children, especially your daughter, so that they can be aware of this and make sure they don't fall a victim of resource incompatibility system due to negative resource factors. Thank you so much and God bless you.
You're welcome back. The program is still Women Today on Galaxy Television. Thank you for staying tuned. My guest this week is a wealth strategist. Yes, I know you're very excited when you hear wealth. Well, they said women likes money. Who doesn't like money? And when it comes to wealth creation and having money, investment, savings and all of that, as long as it pertains to money, we are very interested in that. And that is why I caught up with Mrs. Bimbo Apampa. She is a wealth strategist and a wealth creation coach. She will be telling us how to make money. So stay tuned. Welcome to the guest corner on Women Today here on Galaxy Television. I am with a woman of substance, of course. She is Mrs. Bumi Apampa. She's a business mentor, a wealth strategist, as well as a best-selling author. Yeah, a lot of things rolled into one. She will be sharing with us our experience, as well as we'll be gleaning from our wealth of experience. So stay tuned, don't go anywhere. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for having us, ma'am.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, as a wealth strategist, you are passionate about wealth creation. Let's talk about the concept financial independence, especially for women.
What does it entail, or what does it mean?
What does it mean and what does it entail?
I think financial empowerment, we need to look at it from what are your needs, meeting in your needs before now meeting your wants. So once your needs are met, you'll now think about, okay, what are your wants? What are the things you desire? Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now? How are you planning for the future? What are you doing concerning your children, your permanent home, things like that. So that's what financial empowerment is really about.
Okay, ma'am. And is it the same thing as financial independence? Because the concept financial independence has been misunderstood for a while. You know, people think when you talk financial independence, it means you have your own money, you don't need anybody and all that. Is that it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You see, there are different categories when it comes to wealth. The first level, I would say, just being able to meet your needs, basic needs. The second level is being able to survive above your basic needs. Most people on the first level are probably day workers. So they work on a daily basis, they get paid for that day. They don't work that day, they don't have any money that day. Now when we're looking at the second level, we're looking at just maintenance. Maybe you're a salary earner. You earn, let's just say you earn 1,000 a month, just as an example. And your needs are about 900 or 950. Okay. So you're able to maintain your lifestyle. So that's like financial maintenance. Then there is financial, what I would call being empowered. There you are able to have, maybe you've saved about 6 months salary, so you know that whatever happens after 6 months, if you lose your job for 6 months, you can survive. You are able to go ahead. Then now there is now financial, what I would say, financial independence. Independence is you have more of residual and income coming in, so that when you wake up or you sleep, you have money coming in, like you have more passive income coming in. Yeah. Then there's financial authority. Financial authority is what your actions can make somebody else independent, financially independent.
Okay.
So that's why I said there are different levels. And whichever level we're on, it's just a matter of planning your life to make sure, okay, I can move from to the next level. How can I improve my earning abilities? How can I improve my investment knowledge so that I can move from, if I'm just on maintenance, I can move into having enough, abundance, and then financial authority.
Okay, now I understand. So why empowering women? Why women?
I'm passionate about women because many times I think many women don't know their worth. And the truth is, when you empower a woman, it's not just the one you're empowering a generation. You find out that we have, as women, we have more influence over our children and our generation. So the more a woman is empowered, the more her husband is empowered, and the more the children are empowered as well. So for instance, let's say I have a housekeeper. She's not very well educated, but she's very good at what she does. And she's been with me for quite a number of years. After starting to work with me, I said, okay, what are the things that you really would want to do? When you close, do you have time, or when you go on leave? He said I doesn't do anything, that he's happy working with me. And I said, no, you should have something extra. So I sent her to go and learn how to do finger food, how to do puff, buns, small chops. Okay. You understand? And from the small chops, she's able to get orders. People order to supply them small chops. So that way she's earning a little by the side, apart from what I pay her as salary. And even with that, she's on the pension list, obviously on the pension for the company. And apart from that, because she's done that, our children as well, they're empowered. Anytime our children finish O levels, they come to me, and what do we do? What are the subjects we're supposed to take from JSS? So you find out that the empowerment goes down because she's empowered, our children are empowered as well. And that makes her have more worth, even in the front of her husband. You understand?
I do.
So that's the thing about women empowerment.
Okay, ma'am. Let's talk a little bit about wealth creation. Before now, it has been seen as a man's thing, but recently the narrative has changed. So what would you attribute this change to?
I think education. Okay. More and more women are educated. Many women now take on are in senior positions. They're in decision-making positions. So, and everybody is intelligent. Intelligence is not prerogative of sex, whether you're male or female. So we're all intelligent. And so you find out that a woman has Intuition, which I think is a bit more than what the men have. It's like we're able to see something and look beyond what would happen 2 years, 3 years from now. I'll tell my husband sometimes, oh, let us buy this. And he says, why? I said, I just feel it's a good investment. He said, can you just substantiate it? What's this feel? I just feel it. You understand? I think God has blessed us with that intuition. So that has helped a lot. So when it comes to wealth creation, I think there's not a balance. Either it's a man or a woman, both of that is balanced now.
Still on wealth creation, let's delve a little bit into entrepreneurship. Now, there's this popular saying that the salaries you're paid is something to forget your passion and all that, meaning that it's kind of belittling on salary earners, like everybody should go into entrepreneurship. So let me ask, is it safe to say that anybody can be an entrepreneur?
Yes and no. Sincerely, not everybody is cut out for business. Okay. There are people who succeed and excel at corporate jobs. You understand? But then the thing is, when it comes to financial empowerment, financial independence, there are two routes. One route could be investment, the other route could be business. So if you know you're in paid employment, you can go along the route of investment because you are not able to do business. Therefore, those who are cut out to do business, then okay, they can do business and look for their own financial independence route that way. But then to now think, oh, unless I'm into business, I cannot make it, I don't believe that, sincerely. Whichever route, there are different options.
Okay. Can you please throw more light on the investment part of entrepreneurship, just a little bit more?
Okay. When we're talking of investments, we can look at investment mountains. Okay. The first one is real estate. On the real estate, you have, I can say, up to about 7-10 different areas. Okay. The first thing is invest in your own home. After investing in your own home, they invest in the buy-to-let. Something that would bring you income. So maybe you have a 3-bedroom flat. You can decide to have one other room where you let out before you build, an extension or a BQ which you can let out. So then there's buy-to-let. Then there's commercial property. Commercial property it goes into different levels again. It could start with just a shop. Maybe you have a compound in your shop. You're able to maybe just create a shop in front of your house. You could rent out that shop. You understand? Mm-hmm. Real estate also goes into land. When you're searching for land, buying land when it's not yet developed, maybe you hear a news, okay, there's a new ring road coming in a particular area, which will open up an area. You can start to buy land in that area and know fully well that once the ring road is opened, you'll be able to sell off the land. Or you find out there's a university that's going to be established in a new location, definitely people are going to look for accommodation there. So that's land, that's real estate. Real estate goes into hotel, it goes into offices, commercial premises. So that's real estate. That's one line of investment. Another line of investment is what we call paper assets. Paper assets are things you own, but you only have a paper to show that you own it. For instance, if you own shares in a bank, in a company, you only have a paper or a document that says, oh, this is the number of shares you own in this company. So it's a paper investment. But then you have treasury bills, which are investments as well. And treasury bills has been doing very well. At least the first half of the year it did very well. It's just that recently it's gone down to about 9 to 10%. Earlier in the year, treasury bills was going for 13.5, 14% return. And the good about treasury bills is that you get your interest paid up front. It's a government bill, so they can't default. You understand? So that's another form of investment. Out of paper investments as well, you have fixed deposits. You have call accounts. You have mutual funds. So you don't have to be into business. Look at what is comfortable for you to do and then toe that line.
So look at what is comfortable for you and toe that line. That's a take home one. All right, right. So what do you think takes to succeed in business? Like what skills? Yes.
The first thing is know what you're doing.
Okay.
Become an expert. Become the best at what you do. You understand? So that your the way they would describe you is, if you are looking for the best, go to this person.
Okay.
You understand? So be the best, know your onions, know your business you want to go into. If you need to go into tutorship, into apprenticeship to learn, please do it. You understand? So that's the first thing, know your onions, know what you want to do. The next thing is integrity. Integrity is a bit low in Nigeria among many people. So if you can stand out as somebody with integrity, that people can trust you, you'll be surprised how loud the people will talk about your business. That, look, don't worry, this person is straightforward. You understand? And many people are looking for people they can really trust in business. Then the third one, which I think is very important, is marketing. There's no point being in business and not being able to market yourself. You might be the best, but if people don't know you are the best, then you have nothing to show for what you do. You understand? And when we're talking about marketing, we're talking about both offline and online marketing. Many people, when they're looking for services now, apart from word of mouth, they will search the internet. So if you're not on the internet, you're losing business. I can say comfortably that almost 7% of my business comes into the internet now. So if I don't have a strong internet business, I would have been losing about 70% of business.
Our time is fast spent. That is how far we can go on the interview segment this week. I assure you that there is much more to come on that with Mrs. Apampa. In fact, after my interview with her, I knew I didn't even scratch the surface of what she has to offer. So please make it a day with me next week. I assure you that I'll be bringing to you the concluding part of that interview with Mrs. Bimbo Apampa. The empowerment segment this week, I'm taking you through farming. Yes, farming is not just for the men folk. As a woman, you can farm and make money. You don't have to, get your hands dirty in soil and all of that. So today we'll be talking about snail farming. Who likes snail? You like eating snail? Do you know snail can actually make you rich? Snail can bring lots of cash in your pocket. So hear me out as I explain to you about snail farming. Snail farming is a very lucrative business in Africa, especially in Nigeria. This arm of farming is very, very profitable, but a lot of people are not going into the business because they do not know the profitability that is involved in it. Now, when going into snail farming, there are a lot of things to consider. As easy as it is, there are some things that need to be put in place. First of all, the kind of housing that you would want. There are different kind of housing, and if you want to start small, you can just start with tires. Mount about 2 to 4 tires. Make sure they are not ant infested. Make sure the area is not ant infested, and also you can build pens for them, either wooden and must be constructed by a carpenter, a wooden pen where the snails will be free, and also you can have a free range environment for them. It's a natural habitat, but you should build a fence and cover them so that they do not crawl. Some of the advantages of snail farming: first of all, it is odorless, no nasty smell around. They are not active during the day, and if you are the type that is usually busy, you don't have to bother too much about them because they are normally active at night. So between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. you can feed them. Also, they are noiseless, so whatever time of the day it is, you are sure that they are not making any kind of noise, and you can rear them in the comfort of your home. As a matter of fact, you can rear them and your next door neighbor won't be aware because there's no smell, they are not active, they don't roam around, and they are noiseless. Okay, to feeding, they eat fruits majorly. They eat fruits majorly and vegetables, especially leafy vegetables. You can feed them with fruits, cucumber, watermelon, and there's also snail feeds, but naturally it's best for them to eat these fruits and vegetables because it is natural, unlike the snail feeds that are not. Also, you can feed them with eggshells. Eggshells are very good for snails. It is a source of calcium for them, and you find them growing up very fast. The duration is between 3 to 6 months, depending on how small they were when you start rearing them. So generally, snail farming is very, very lucrative. You might consider going into one because you'll definitely profit from it. Welcome back. Thank you very much for staying tuned. The program is Women Today, and that was snail farming. How to make money through snail farming. You're welcome. That's the size of our package this week. That is how far we can go this week. Please, for adverts placement and for sponsorship, you can reach us via the numbers that are scrolling right now on your screen. And a big thank you to the crew members. Thank you for making today's episode a great success. Until we come your way again next week, the program is Women Today, and I am Tolulope Gaskin. Please ensure that you stay beautiful. Bye-bye.